Hello everyone, this is Today in History. Today is Tuesday, February the 6th, the 37th day of 2024. There are 329 days left in the year. On this day in 46 BCE, before Common Era, Julius Caesar's forces delivered the final blow against supporters of Pompey the Great at the Battle of Thapsus. On this day in 1611, Chongzhen, the 16th and last emperor from 1627 to 1644, of the Ming Dynasty, was born in Beijing. On this day in 1820. The first organized immigration of freed enslaved people to Africa from the United States departed New York Harbor on a journey to Freedom Town, Sierra Leone in Western Africa. The immigration was largely the work of the American Colonial Society, a U.S. organization founded in 1816 by Robert Finley to return formerly enslaved African people to Africa. However, the expedition was also partially funded by the U.S. Congress, which in 1819 had appropriated $100,000 to be used in returning displaced Africans illegally brought to the United States after the abolishment of the slave trade in 1808 to Africa. On this day in 1840, Maori tribes of New Zealand signed the Treaty of Waitangi with Great Britain, a historic agreement purported to protect Maori rights that was the immediate basis of the British annexation of New Zealand. On this day in 1862, Union Naval Commander Andrew Foote, leading a flotilla of ironclads, captured Fort Henry, Tennessee, a strategic Confederate position during the American Civil War. On this day in 1895, baseball player Babe Ruth, whose home run hitting helped make him one of the most celebrated athletes in American sports, was born. On this day in 1911, as the 40th President of the United States, the former movie star was called the Great Communicator for his ability to get through to ordinary Americans and give them hope and optimism for their own future and that of their country. Despite his lifelong opposition to big government, he was credited with restoring faith in the U.S. government and in the presidency after a long era of disillusionment in the wake of Nixon, Vietnam, and the economic hardship under Carter. But before his years in Hollywood stardom, and long before Washington, Ronald Reagan was born in Tampico, a small town in northwestern Illinois. On this day in 1919, a German constitutional assembly met to form the Weimar Republic. On this day in 1928, a woman calling herself Anastasia Tchaikovsky and claiming to be the youngest daughter of the murdered Russian Tsar Nicholas II arrived in New York City. She held a press conference on the liner Berengaria, explaining she was here to have her jaw reset. It was broken, she alleged, by a Bolshevik soldier during the narrow escape from the execution of her entire family, the Romanovs, at Ekaterinburg, Russia, in July of 1918. On this day in 1932, French film director Francois Truffant, whose attack on established filmmaking techniques paved the way for the movement known as New Wave, was born. On this day in 1945, Jamaican singer-songwriter Bob Marley, who achieved stardom by blending early ska, rocksteady, and reggae form into an electrifying rock-influenced hybrid, was born. On this day in 1952, Elizabeth II, who celebrated her Golden Jubilee in 2020, ascended the throne of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland following the death of her father, King George VI. On this day in 1993, American tennis player Arthur Ashe, who is the first black man to win a Grand Slam championship, died of age-related pneumonia. He had likely contracted the virus through a tainted blood transfusion received during coronary bypass surgeries. On this day in 2012, Catalan artist Antoni Thapsus, who was credited with introducing contemporary abstract painting in Spain, died in Barcelona. On this day in 2014, American comedian Leno hosted his last episode of The Tonight Show. He had previously retired in 2009 but returned the following year. On this day in 2018, SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket had its first test flight. On board was a Tesla automobile owned by SpaceX's founder, Elon Musk. All right, everybody, that's it for today. Today is Tuesday, February the 6th, the 37th day of 2024. There are 329 days left in the year.